Have you ever asked yourself whether you're actually driving your life or just riding in it? Most people never stop to consider that question because from the inside, motion feels like direction. You're busy, things are happening, but busy and directed are not the same thing, and the difference between them over time is everything. Think about what it actually means to operate a vehicle. The road is not straight. It never was. There are curves you can see coming and curves you can't. There are obstacles. There are conditions that change without warning. And whether you stay on the road, whether you navigate the curves, whether you respond to what appears in front of you, depends entirely on one thing: whether someone is actually driving. A car with no one at the wheel doesn't stop. It doesn't hold its position. Forces act on it constantly. Wind, gravity, the grade of the road, other drivers. It moves, but it doesn't go anywhere intentional. And the longer it goes without direction, the further it ends up from where it was supposed to be. Your life works the same way. Time keeps moving, memory keeps pulling, circumstances keep shifting, the road keeps curving. And if you're not actively oriented, not driving, just riding, those forces are still steering. You just don't have a say in where they take you. Now here's where it gets important. There's a difference between choosing to rest and drifting. Rest is intentional. You pull over, you know why. You know when you're getting back on the road. Drift doesn't look like that. Drift looks like nothing. You're not moving forward, you're not reflecting, you're just paused. And at first, that pause feels like relief, especially if the road has been hard, if the pressure has been real, if you've been white-knuckling it for a long time. But the road doesn't pause with you. Life keeps curving while you're sitting still. And here's what most people don't understand about drift. It isn't neutral. When you stop actively engaging, even quietly, even unintentionally, attention doesn't rest. It turns inward and starts looping. Thoughts don't resolve, they repeat. Old regrets surface, conversations replay. The mind stays busy, but nothing is organizing it. That's not rest, that's rumination. And under enough weight, over enough time, that looping gets heavier. Not louder, heavier. And the longer that goes on, the harder it becomes to imagine getting back behind the wheel. Because here's the thing about being a passenger for a long time. You lose the feel for driving. You start to believe that the wheel was never really yours. You watch the road go by. You talk about where you'd like to go. But reaching for the wheel starts to feel foreign. Maybe even frightening. Meanwhile, the curves keep coming. And a vehicle with no driver doesn't navigate curves. It just goes wherever the forces take it. I've watched this happen. Not as a dramatic collapse. That's not how it works. It happens quietly, gradually. A season of real difficulty, a pause that makes sense at the time. Then the pause extends, structure loosens, days start to look the same, weeks, then years. And the person is still capable, still has real ability, real potential, but they've been a passenger long enough that they've lost contact with what it feels like to drive. That's drift, not failure, not laziness, drift. The road kept curving and no one was steering. So what does orientation actually mean? It doesn't mean speed. It doesn't mean having everything figured out. It doesn't mean the road gets easier. The curves are still there. The obstacles are still real. Orientation just means you're in the driver's seat. You're engaged. You're making contact with what's in front of you instead of letting it pass. Sometimes that looks like a major decision. More often, it looks like something small. One real choice, one direction given to attention instead of letting it spin. The steering wheel doesn't require a destination. It just requires a hand. So here's the question I want to leave you with. It's not whether you're moving. Life is always moving. The question is this: if somewhere along the road you ended up in the passenger seat, is it time to slide over?